HD family, it is your boy, Mr. A to the Z. Welcome to another installment of Southern Stars. As I said earlier, we're all live and we're all coming to you in HD. And we have something very special this time. It is Women's Month, very, very soon. So we thought, why not? Let's try and celebrate our lovely ladies. And I couldn't think of anyone better to celebrate and to inspire each and every single woman out there. Then the lady sitting next to me, of course, her name is...
Madeleine Pretorius.
All right, Madeleine, now please look at the camera and just tell them who you are, very quickly who you are and what you do before we get started.
Right, I am Madeleine Pretorius. I am a psychotherapist and mental wellness practitioner in South Africa, but I'm also the owner and CEO of 2 companies, and I have 2 finishing schools.
Okay, nice. Now, Madeleine, let's get into it. So, we chose you for a very specific reason. We know about your struggles and how hard you had to work to get from where you were to where you are today. So, very briefly, Madeleine, please tell us where you started. What made the woman from the beginning, please?
I think the thing that drove me since I can remember is purpose, and purposeful living, and conscious living, to live with intention. Not driven by negativity or negative situations, but to overcome and to teach other people also to overcome and use adversity and turn it into opportunity.
Okay, nice. And how have you found doing that on the South Coast, especially with women as well?
Actually amazing.
Oh, okay, nice.
So Ayanda and I arrived about 3.5 years ago. In August it will be 4 years.
Okay.
We arrived as a family from Pretoria. The South Coast used to be our holiday space.
Yeah.
So you know how it was.
Yeah.
We were also uncertain about what's going to happen. And even myself and my husband, we were in dire straits. My husband lost his job at that stage. I had to close business because of the bad economy and COVID.
COVID was at the time.
Yes,
2 years.
at that time. So we came mid in COVID. And why did we come to the South Coast? Because I believe it was purpose.
Okay.
It was crazy how it all worked out.
Okay, please let us know.
The house that we were living in for 10 years, we were on a point to buy it. And in that December, before COVID broke out, the owner that we had to buy it from died instantly in I can't remember, was it a heart attack or stroke? He was very young, 52 years old.
Oh, no, yeah.
And just prior to him passing on, we signed paperwork to buy the plot in Pretoria, in Centurion, that we always wanted to live on.
Oh, manifesting.
But it happened so that with his passing on, his wife came to know that everything wasn't kosher and she had to sell the plot now. Urgently for her to go on with her children, their lifestyle. There were some other properties to be sold off as well. And with all of that said and done, we were not in a position then to make an offer. My husband lost his work just at that stage. And it was like looking very dark for us.
Yeah, naturally.
And then COVID came in the same month.
Finishing everything off.
And the new guy who bought the premises where we used to live for 10 years, he said to us, listen, sorry, we're opening new offices on this premises. I'm going to come and live here. You guys need to be out.
No,
So
man.
I started doing my homework, started to look for another place to stay. And believe it, Ayanda, not one, not even close to Pretoria, not around Pretoria, not Roodeplaat Dam, not Hartbeespoort-Dam, not one of that, nothing opening up, nothing. And this same friend of mine, whose husband passed on, one day she phoned me. She asked me, so where are you going to go? I said, I don't know. I'm packing like hell. I'm closing box number, I think it was 51 or 52, and there's no address.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird, but we kept good faith and we believed that it's for a reason. And a couple of weeks down the line, one morning she phoned me and she said to me, I know how faithful you are in prayer and in your faith, in your religion. And I know that you believe in purpose and that the Lord has got plans for all of us. And I know now what your destination is. And I said to her, what's the destination? And she said to me, after the estate has been finalized now, and we are in a position that we know what's going on, the only property that I have that I can offer you to come and live in is my castle at Manaba in the south coast. And I know how you wanted to live there.
Oh my goodness.
Your whole life, you were crying when you come back from holiday there because you said that your purpose is there. So, mevrou, if you want this opportunity, this is the address. It's Lily Corona Boulevard. Finkel, number 1 and 2, get packing and organize the truck.
Wow,
and that's exactly what
that's
happened.
Incredible.
That's really how it happened, Ayanda. So we arrived with our furniture, we put it in storage. That was on the 27th of August in 2020. We arrived with a lot of faith, a lot of hope, never giving up. And we believed that the purpose will come to us. And it did.
Okay, nice.
So my husband was lucky enough to find work opportunity again, international work opportunity, but with head office in Pietermaritzburg.
Oh wow, look at God.
He said he'll never be able to work from the south coast. Today he's overlooking the ocean while he's working.
Oh
Crazy,
really?
can you
Nice.
believe it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Myself, I haven't thought a day of working at the coast. I thought I'm going to watch the whales now and the dolphins and sit at the beach, lovely.
Yeah.
And you know what, Ayanda, so the world started opening up again with COVID and after COVID.
Imagine.
So my first passion always is people.
Always, no?
And making sure that the community is okay. So with the heart of a social worker, because that is my first degree that I studied. After that, I studied psychology. And with the heart of a social worker, I started going to Shelley Beach Harbour. And I was starting to speak to the people there about financial struggles, about earning income, about hardship, about poverty, about not being able to put food on the table, about earning 100 Rand a day and feeding a family and renting a room in Kamalaki or wherever to survive. And that's how I started with a vision. And I said, if I can bring the skills to the people at affordable prices, I can help with education. When I can help with education, I can help with people empowerment. When I can empower people, I can help with job opportunity. I can bring my skills as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman, and I can help small entrepreneurs at the coast rise and earn income and survive, because we can't all leave the coast because the money is in Durban or in Amanzimtoti or Cape Town or wherever. But if we can keep the talent here and we can create an environment where people can survive as entrepreneurs, especially women, because at that stage I was picking up that there's a lot of women entrepreneurs, small women entrepreneurs that didn't know the ropes. And for me as a business coach, it was very easy to tell them, do this, do that. You can start with a zero budget and you can be successful and you can still do something and you can survive and you can put food on the table. So that's really how I started out at the coast.
Okay, that's brilliant actually. Now, Madeleine, given all your experience, right, and considering you are from a big city where things are always moving and shaking, what mistakes are you seeing women making in business on the South Coast, actually? Like, where do you ever find yourself looking at a business and going, you know what, that's not how it's supposed to be done, I could help you? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, Ayanda, you are hearing my heart. I am definitely going to work harder on that even now, because I see a lot of women starting up businesses, but starting it up with debt.
Oh, okay.
And starting it up without a proper mission and a vision and a budget. And therefore it's not making money. So for us to be successful entrepreneurs, especially in women empowerment and in business, we need to be sorted out in terms of those kind of ropes and experience. And yes, definitely, I can help with that, and I'm going to assist more and more and harder and harder. And I am even going to register the first chamber of business for women at the coast.
Oh, wow.
Because we don't have a business chamber for women. And I think in that space, that will help a network of women to collaborate and help each other out and say, hey, I've got this wonderful idea, but I'm not making money. Do you have a better idea? Maybe call for workshops to get together to support each other so that we can thrive together. And I'm not trying to be feministic now. The men has got their role. They are the head of the house. They are our main role players in income in South Africa and at the coast. But there's a lot of single women, widowed women, divorced women or ladies at the coast that needs income. And they are like screaming for help in terms of how do we need to do this? And yes, I can do that, and I've got the passion to help people to do that.
From the Emerald Groves, our journey starts. With tender hands, we pick, we part. Through pulping tides and sunlit air, each beam is dried with utmost care. By knowing eyes, the best are found. In perfect roasts, their flavors crowned. Packed with love from us to you. Beaver Creek Coffee, pure and true. Crafted with passion, our promise remains. Sip the essence, taste the song, the journey savored all day long. Every cup a story, every sip a dream.
That was a beautiful answer, actually. I need to catch my breath quickly because you put me under pressure. Because as men, we are technically supposed to be, the breadwinners, but we also need our women to actually come to the forefront and help out. So high fives for that, actually. Call me very off guard. Okay, so moving along, right? What would you say you would change if you could maybe influence the mindset of the people on the coast? Because did you guys know at home that we are known as the slow coast? That hurt my feelings to hear that. So what would you do? Hey, how would you influence our minds so we are not the slow coast anymore? Like, what do you think we need to do?
I like the fact that I shocked you with that.
Yeah, I know that hurt my feelings. That's why.
Because that hurt my feelings when I was like, if you think you're part of the slow coast, then you be slow. I'm not going to be slow with you. So I think, Ayanda, we need a change in how we think at the coast in terms of business. Business is hard. It's not easy. You can't start up with a concept and tomorrow you're making money. It takes about 3 years to get the business settled, to start even making money.
Can I hold you short there? 3 years. Please repeat that?
3 years, at least 3 years,
okay,
before you start making income. So for us to be able to do that means that you have to have a plan, how you're going to achieve that. And you cannot just jump into an idea, and set off and think, oh, now I'm going to make money out of this.
Wow. So we just need to change that mindset and be disciplined.
Yes, and not think of ourselves as being slow. Because if we can get a faster pace in our mindset and growing, a growth spirit, if I may call it like that.
Growth spirit. Hey.
Growth spirit, yeah. I want to use a very easy, what might I call it now? Example. We all have seed in us to grow. If we get the correct water from rain or nutritions, we have got that seed that's in us that will grow, and it will start growing into a plant, and later on might be a flower that will be blooming, or it might be even a fruit tree that's going to bear fruit. But if we are working with a slow mindset and we cannot envision the growth, and I always teach the people when I do mentorship, we have to start with the beginning and end. You have to envision the end before you start.
That's nice.
So that you can write out that plan for how you're going to operate, so that you'll be able to do a blueprint before you start hammering the nails into a foundation.
Wow.
Then it's possible for us, but the other things we need to bloom together at the coast. we cannot be divided as we are growing, specifically women. And I do have a motto. I always say that the strength of women lies in the pack. Our weakness lies in being divided. So that's one of the other things. Yeah.
Hey, Madeleine, actually, a lot's changed since the last time we spoke, actually. Like, I'm actually quite impressed to hear how it feels like seeing as if you've lived here longer now you've seen so much more, your experience. I don't know that she, if you didn't know, is the only woman in the chamber.
No. I was one of the first ladies now. How will you call it? In the 52 years, from outside of our own area in KwaZulu-Natal, coming into the chamber.
How did you pull that off, and how was it? Because that's such a monumental step for after 52 years. Yeah. That's a huge step.
The South Coast Chamber is really a phenomenal business chamber. It's under the leadership of Mr. Dick Thursday. And I was actually in a position where I saw them operating, and they had a morning, a networking business morning. And I decided, well, I've got something to offer. They are the voice of business. I've got something to offer, and I've got something to offer for women empowerment. And I wrote him an email. And I said, sir, here I am. Here's my CV. This is what I can do, straight to the point. Let's get to it. And then he invited me for an interview. And after that, I started operating in the chamber. So
wow.
I'm really, I'm humbled to say that I'm really trying to influence women business and empowering women through the Chamber of Commerce as well. And as I said, that we need a business chamber for women as well. So Phenomenal Women will also be something that you will see in the future.
Phenomenal Women, you say? Phenomenal Women, yeah. Cool, because with that, actually. All right, so something else I actually wanted to touch on is, the fact that you said you started with nothing when you came down here. And imagine, after the story you told, I wouldn't even know what to do. I mean, I've got nothing. I'm here in a new town. What was your thought? And how did you even start to think that, okay, look, I'm actually going to do this? Like, wow, what was your thought process and how did you do it? How did you build, in the past 3 years, your career from where you started to where you are right now?
Well, I think the first thing that kicks in is survival skills. Secondly, your experience.
Yes.
Measuring what is the need of a community. And I think the big secret in that is to make sure that you are feeding the community with a service, not to enrich you, but to provide a service that's really being needed by a community. And that is the way I started up. Then I started up the second business, which is the events company, to host, the training and the conferences and the women empowerment events and so on. So for me, it was because of the need of the community. I worked the business plan around that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I do believe that when we serve people, we will reap the fruit of what we're doing. Because we're not only in it for the money, but we're in it for might I say, the welfare, the social, economic development of a community. And that creates a supportive structure. And it's also a case of feeling belonging. It's like building strong relationships and networks, so that everybody in the network can feel important and can benefit and feel that they are belonging to.
Oh, wow.
To foster good relationships.
Okay, cool. And it's also about the community, eh? Because from what I've picked up, you are heavy about community work and providing for the community. How do you think what would you like the community to do to actually help you achieve your dreams? Because your dreams actually work hand in hand with what the community needs. What do you think the community needs to do to actually help you help them?
Well, hopefully by next year, we're going to run a lot of skills training projects and skill centers through the community, so that the community can start with their education and their training, so that I can help them. I call it youth in communities.
Youth in communities.
And I'm not speaking about people of only 16 and 18 years. I call on a group 16 to 35 years, because we've got like a little bit of a, might I say, a slow down process on our side of the coast. You will find that people between 25 and 30 are still not sorted out in their careers and growth and also in terms of job opportunity. So I would love to feed that for the community and in terms of opportunity, and then marry that with the community's businesses to give them opportunity for experience, for practical experience. So that's what I call passport to work. So now youth and communities and passport to work will come together so that a person who didn't have any skills now will have an opportunity, let's say at South Coast HD, to come and be a presenter or come and teach camera work or whatever. And then at least that person can take that CV, and maybe you don't have a position for that person in South Coast HD, but they will be able to go with that CV to another city or town or business to say, listen, this is what I've trained, this is my experience, there's the reference number, and now at least they've got practical or portfolio of evidence that's been married with skills. So that's what we need at the coast, yeah.
Oh, wow. And now, do you think or do you see yourself implementing that in the near future, or do you have a timeline set maybe for, I would like to do this by 3 years, I would like to do this by 5 years? Like, what's your vision behind it?
I'm already implementing.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Madeleine, you see how fast she moves. It's
So
like,
you will see it happening now. Ayanda, it started already. Oslo Beach Center is the first skills training center for Skills for Africa. And you're going to see it rolling out now at the schools, the Rotary clubs, wherever we need skills in this community, you're going to see it rolling out. And my vision is by next year this time, I want this to be running so well that I can offer people opportunity to take on a skills center like that on their own as a business as well, like a franchise.
Oh, okay, so you're looking to franchise the, okay, that's nice. That way, more people can open their own centers and learn and make their own.
Also make their own money, also make a difference in their community or whatever community they are working in. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Specifically for KZN, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because you're right, money is something that we do need on the South Coast. Not enough people are actually making
That's the
money
thing.
here.
And there's no opportunity in terms of studying as well. We've got a long distance going to Durban and a lot of money for tuition fees, university and college. So what I've got to offer is not only short skills, but with my partners, Spec on Holdings in Pretoria, I can actually train people up to NQF level 6, which means it's a year before your graduation in university.
Okay, wow, that's very, very interesting actually, Madeleine.
Yeah,
and all of this is just from heart and spirit and just wanting to do something for the community,
This came from a dream for this community, and a project that I call Project Sikona when I arrived. So Sikona in your language means I'm here because you see me.
Yeah.
So that's really where it comes from.
Please tell me a bit more about this project actually. I think it's incredible.
Right, so Project Sikona was now the first 2 years of my business where I actually sowed free training into the community without asking people to pay for the community, for the training. And that's why I needed the events company to make money so that I can sow free training.
Hey, Madeleine,
But now that we're there and that people see that the training can be trusted, that they see what they are achieving, that they start posting their certificates and start showing off with their qualifications, we are there now. So for the first time now, I'm really going to start charging now for that training. But I am planning on keeping it very low, 100 Rand a course.
Very affordable.
For the short courses. Because as I said, Ayanda, it's not easy. To be in business is not easy, but also for the people out in our community, we are stretched. We are financially absolutely stretched. And with my heart and my soul, I want to help this community make a difference in terms of their future and hope for the future. And I always live my mantra, never give up. And this is what I try to teach people throughout what I'm offering, though it's skills, though it is mentorship training, whether it's confidence, leadership, whatever skills it is that I'm bringing, never give up, because you can envision the end from the start.
Guys, never give up. And the thing is, it's such a simple thing to say, but you're living testaments of you can't give up.
No, I will never give up.
Because when you guys are losing the house, a lot of people are going to throw in the towel, but you had a vision.
No job opportunity. 2 people coming without a job. And just a lot of faith and passion and hope.
And then it pulled off. But surely you must have faced, let's say with your businesses and starting off, you must have faced some challenges.
Oh yes, I did.
Could you please just talk a
I
little
did.
bit about those challenges?
I went into business in 2002 to be exact. So because of employment equity, I had to step out of my career, and I decided to go into beauty business. So I did a course in somatology, and I started up my first beauty salon, small little one in a hairdressing salon, and later on in a big mall in Centurion. That was my first business, and I must tell you, Ayanda, that was hard. For the first time, I realized 4 years, you're paying salaries, you're paying rent, you're paying all crazy kind of things, and you're not making 1 cent. And then I sold that business, and I thought by myself, never a beauty salon for me again. Although I'm still doing a lot of things in beauty,
which is so strange. Yes,
which is fantastic. I use it as an empowerment tool these days. But me opening a salon again, never. Because you know why? That happened to me.
Why?
Because I went into that business with the same kind of mind frame that most of people make mistakes in. I didn't plan the end from the start. I just jumped in and thought it's going to be very easy. And this is what we talked about. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
You have to get it all figured out before you start. So after that, I even had a kids taxi. I was driving children from school and home and to school, like a kids taxi, like a mother. So I had a kids taxi. I even went into my own marketing and branding company, Fiberwave Marketing, Branding and Events. And then that was the time when I started being successful. That was in 2006.
This is your third business now?
Yeah. And then I started in Fiberwave Marketing, Branding and Events, and that's what I did before I came to the South Coast. I did a lot of consultation work as well because I've got a lot of skills to offer. So yeah, there were side projects, always, keeping the business going when there was quiet periods. But yeah, that's where I actually started to see that if you've got your dream, you can make it a reality as long as you keep on dreaming. Wow. But you mustn't dream so much that you don't see the practical side of the challenges. And when you can start to work that out one by one and put them in a bag, and don't let that bag of shame take over in your life, because some people, when they cannot succeed in business, it's like a bag of shame that they carry with them. They cannot put the bag down and start from scratch. So we need to learn that mistakes is good. If we don't make mistakes, how do we learn?
That's true.
So it's not shame. You put down the bag and you say, okay, clean page. What can I do differently this time around to turn it around, to make it profitable, and to be empowered as a person to create the income for myself? Job opportunity at the coast is very difficult to find. People will tell you they don't make it out on the coast because there's no jobs. So I do think that when we get in a position, when we can start creating jobs and job opportunity, and we can get the system to feed each other in a network for, might I say, stimulating our businesses and our growth together in a network. Not only women, but men and women, and as a community. I do believe that we can keep the businesses in the community and the talent of the young ones and the youngsters that we're going to appoint in those businesses as the stars of our community. We will keep them then at the coast. So this is really one of my big aims, is to make stars in the community, to really be able to point them out and to say, this is the people that we're going to award with spec on holdings through bursaries and learnership then for further studies, and for further career development. If we can maybe identify 20 stars out of all these people that come up for businesses.
Wow. All right, Madeleine, listen, I think we need to get your details out there. But before we do that, what's coming up next for Mrs. Pretorius, please? Please just let everyone on the South Coast know what you have planned coming up.
Good. I think at the moment I'm focusing a lot on my professional career. Next coming up, obviously, is next week with KwaZulu Spirit Festival. On the Saturday, the 10th, 4 o'clock the afternoon, 120 people for a workshop in mental wellness. breakthrough to bliss.
Breakthrough to bliss. Hey, you catchy with these.
Breakthrough to bliss. How to kick out of comfort zone and jump
important.
and ignite into purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And to live happily and joyful and in peace, because that's something that people need.
Mm-hmm.
How to make that decision in life, and what's the strategies to be able to live a life of consciousness and to live intentionally, as I said. And then in terms of women to women at Wild Coast Sun with Mrs. South Africa, very privileged to have Mrs. South Africa with me again, Zechu, this year.
Nice.
Last
What
year it was
time,
Palisa. So we are also going to talk about women mental wellness, believe it or not. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then from there on, I will be focusing a lot with the road shows with Hanan. All over KwaZulu-Natal, we're going to do beauty transformation for women with road shows all over KZN. And then it's the end of the year for me. But sir, that's not the end of it.
It never is with you.
Because the planning of November will call for all the events, all the workshops, all the conferencing, and everything that will be happening then for 2025. And there's some huge things coming.
So you've already planned for 2025?
Yes, that's how I work.
That's brilliant.
My year normally works from October to October, and I spend November in planning. And when it's in pen and on the calendar, that's how it works. And that's one thing you can always track with me if it's going to happen. Yeah.
That's a go-getter. Madeleine, where can people find you, please? Let every woman, man, child, dog, cat, where on earth can they find you?
Okay, they can find me on my website, Madeleine Pretorius.co.za or info@madeleine.co.za. They can also find me on skillsforafri.co.za or email madeleine@skillsforafri.co.za. Telephone number, Facebook, Instagram. I'm not good with that stuff. But next year, watch me next year. I'm going to get some help, okay?
Yeah.
I will be on Instagram and on TikTok and whatever, but I'm going very slowly at the moment with that. So at the moment, I'll say my cell phone number is always your first thing to call.
Yeah, always first preference.
Yeah, 081-053-8430. Or email me on Madeleine@gamos, gamos.co.za. But watch me on the social media as well. Yeah.
You know, we could talk. We could talk for hours and hours, but unfortunately, we have run out of time. And I do say unfortunately because I do believe she's got a lot. She's still got a lot to teach. So please be sure to follow her on Facebook as well. I follow you on Facebook.
Thank you.
She's always busy. She left her number there, guys. She left her email. So do not be afraid. Pick up the phone, pick up anything, and just reach out to her. Who knows what you could learn and maybe even collaborate with.
Yes. You're mostly welcome. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Now, Madeleine, please just look at the camera and repeat after me. Rising up to the occasion is Madeleine on Southern Stars. So please just say Southern Stars.
Southern Stars
On South Coast HD.
on South Coast HD
Is the only place
is the only place
Mrs. Madeleine Pretorius
Mrs. Madeleine Pretorius
is going to be.
is going to be.
Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you, Beaver Creek. I'm going to give you some delicious coffee
Amazing.
for you to enjoy.
Thank you
Beaver
so
Creek
much.
hosted us, and they are very, very helpful with putting things together. And we just wanted to say thank you to Beaver Creek and thank you
Thank
to
you very
Madeleine.
much, and thank you for this special gift.
No, absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ayanda.
Please don't thank me because I'm going to start blushing. Everyone at home, thank you so much. Keep